What's going on, guys? SeeJay here. In today's video, I want to do a little discussion regarding the communication that we've had over the last few weeks. So let's dive into it. All right, guys. So I wanted to make a video discussing Heroes of Middle-earth, CG, and kind of the lack of communication we've had over the last few weeks. So I started making content on my channel. I believe it was actually Christmas Eve. Don't ask why Christmas Eve. With plenty of other things to do, I decided, hey, you know what? Let's start making content for Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth. But it was a slow work week, right? I had a couple of weeks off through the holidays, and I've been playing a lot of this game, and I just, as I said in previous videos, I just really enjoyed, and I kind of enjoy making content, and I wanted to get back into it, and I figured this would be a fun game to get into, so here we are. But not on that tangent. Speaking regarding CG and the communication. So I have Discord open, and this is kind of their primary location that they sort of throw any information at us when they would decide to post, which that's a whole nother problem. I think this is great. A lot of people use Discord, and it's totally fair to post their notes in their official Discord channel, which then people can create bots that allow it to go to the unofficial channel or your guild's channel. So you're always getting the latest updates as soon as they're posted. However, not everybody has Discord. Everybody has the game on their phone though, right? Everybody has that. I mean, people play on BlueStacks, but the game is a mobile game. So that is where you're getting, that's where you're playing the game, right? You're opening the app on your phone. One thing I'd like to see them change this year, they already have an inbox, and they already post news when there's like big things to talk about, like a Lord Elrond Legendary or a Thorin Legendary, right? Those are already in there in the news section of your inbox. Why are patch notes not in the inbox? That should just be there. Like, I shouldn't have to go to an outside source in order to find the notes for the game. And that's something that currently doesn't exist in the game, which is kind of bonkers to me. Any note should be in game. Like, it should just be, even if it's a link that takes you to their website that then shows the new character reveal or whatever it might be, right? Like, there should be a way that you can get that information from your phone and not have to get the information from an external source, whether it be their website or Discord, which is generally where they post their information. And then kind of going a little bit more into the communication, not really, like, we'll dive into the Discord, which I have on my screen right now. They definitely made great improvements, but I'd still like to see, and I don't know if CG has specifically a community manager for this game. I don't know, and I just started playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes over the last few days, just because I kind of wanted to see, like, hey, I'm new to these types of games. I'm really enjoying them. What does like a fleshed out 7-8-year-old version of a Capital Games mobile resource management hero collector game look like? Or what can we expect Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth bring us over the course of the next few years, right? And it's super overwhelming, as I figured it would be with a game that's been out for that long. That's kind of one of the reasons why I didn't really dip my toes in that game when it came out. Or not when it came out, but when I decided to start playing these hero collector games. I love Star Wars, I love Lord of the Rings. So both from an IP perspective, I could play either one. But diving into Star Wars, I mean, it's just like, there's so much to do. I did end up spending the $50 on that game and getting that Hyperdrive bundle, which is probably stupid because I just started playing it. I probably should have given it like a week or two to even see if I continue playing it. But I have been playing it. I haven't been as consistent on the dailies like I would be in Lord of the Rings, where I'm in every couple hours to collect my bonus chests and such. But it's a fun game. Like, I spend hours over the weekend grinding through like the hard campaigns, the cantina missions, the mod missions, like et cetera, right? There's a lot to do in that game, and it's really fun. It also helps that like I bought the Hyperdrive bundle, so of course I have like 50 characters that are like, I don't know, gear 7, gear 8 or whatever, and like, level 80, whatever, like super strong characters that you just kind of get handed to you. So that's kind of nice. But not to go on to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I guess my point to that was just, I don't know, because that game is much bigger, if they have, a bigger team of resources, etc. But going into like their other social media platforms and just their process, it's kind of minimal. Like, they have a TikTok, and I follow it, and I don't even think they have like 100 followers, right? So very, very small audience from a TikTok perspective. And I think they posted one video ever. So they clearly don't post on TikTok. Twitter, they do post, but it's like not every day. Again, a very small following, couple thousand, if that. I think I have more followers on Twitter than the game does, right? And I didn't do a comparison to like SWGOH and see how like much of a bigger audience is sort of existing on social media platforms. But again, I don't even think they have an Instagram account. I mean, they're just like, their advertising, their marketing, just their reach is so minimal for a game like this. And it's kind of like, I don't understand, right? I mean, it's a new game. You should be just pumping marketing into this. Look at a game like Marvel Snap. I played that, and that was one of the games. So I came from Hearthstone. You guys probably heard that in maybe one of my earlier videos. I made content on Hearthstone, not for a long time, but I did. And I was a very good player in it. I was a top, usually top 500 legend every month, top 100, top 50 legend in Wild. I generally play both modes. And I love the game, but I played it for years. And I just kind of, last 6 to 9 months, I said, hey, like I like to keep watching it, but I'm not really gonna play it anymore. And maybe I will again down the road, but for now I just kind of took a break from the game. And I wanted to find that other game that kind of sucked me in, right? That was mobile friendly, that wasn't just a PC only game that I had to like sit at this desk and play. And I couldn't find anything for a couple of months, and then Lord of the Rings is what kind of triggered that mobile kind of interest that I wanted to have something to play. But when I stopped playing Hearthstone, or actually you can take a step back from that, I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit. Marvel Snap is what I started playing before I started playing Lord of the Rings. And Marvel Snap, I mean, Ben Brode, who's kind of one of the core creators of the game, came from the same group who created Hearthstone. So that was exciting because I loved Hearthstone. So I figured Marvel Snap would be fun, especially since like the Marvel universe. And the game is great. I played the shit out of that game too. My collection level is like 4,000 or 5,000. I hit infinite rank. I mean, I have a ton of cards that are completely like maxed out. I forget what they call it when you break the cards or whatever. It's been months since I played, but fun game. Love it. A lot of Hearthstone creators, jump ship over the course of the last year. Like Dexter was a big guy I watched and played a lot with in Hearthstone, as well as Regis Kilbin. But again, irrelevant to this game. I'm just kind of going on a tangent here a little bit about how, again, Hearthstone, just very old game, but still has a lot of marketing behind it, a lot of animations, a lot of posts. Then you have Marvel Snap that came into the scene. They did a ton of marketing, ton of great marketing that this game needs to mimic. And when the game came out, it wasn't like massive or anything. It was kind of just like slowly growing. But now like Marvel Snap is, I think, the #1 game on mobile. Like they're crushing it. And I don't know if this game would ever be like a #1 game on mobile, but they're not doing a lot to kind of push the game in the correct direction, especially for a new game. Like this isn't a game that came out years ago and you're kind of just like tailoring a few additional players every month. Like you're trying to build an entire player base and get more people playing, to get more people to spend money to continue growing your team in the game. So a little concerning that that's kind of not happening. But the other part I really want to dive into this video was just like the Discord and the communication, especially over the last few weeks. So since I've started creating content, there hasn't been a single post at all from this group at Capital Games that I've been able to say, hey, like, let me make a video on X, Y, or Z. And it's kind of concerning because I know that it was during the holidays. I understand people have time off. I wouldn't necessarily think the entire office was closed, but that's kind of the vibe you get here, considering there's been 0 updates. And I thought last week we'd get something like, hey, hope everyone had a happy holiday. Crickets. And now we're into the next week, right? Like now everyone should be kind of back in action, and still nothing. And what's kind of concerning or kind of crazy is we're in January and we never really even got like a January update before January, right? Like most of the time we get an update about a week or so before heading into that month to say, hey, November. So for example, here, November is going to be the Dark Sorcery month. And these are the things that are coming in November to support Black Beast and the Nazgul and that whole kind of run, right, for the month of November. And you can see, like, we got a post at the end of October, we got a post in, a week later talking about the Dol Guldur and the glyphs. And there's just like a lot of commentary throughout the entire month. As you can see, probably every single, every couple of days we got something, which was pretty cool. And then as you go down, we just kind of continue seeing. Then they announced the legendary. So again, just like a lot of commentary throughout the month. And then they talk about what the December is going to bring us and what the updates are going to kind of come along with those things and what bugs, et cetera, right? But like there's always kind of like a theme for the month, right? And then they had their Journey Ahead post, which we talked about that, which was kind of a lame post, but whatever. And then a lot of the bug issues that we kind of saw happening that they were, they were working on fixing those things, but just like a lot of changes, right? Like this was a big update. This was when the glyphs, I think, went live, right? So a lot of stuff here. This was huge. So this was the beginning of December. But now we're kind of getting into where we are today, which is, a small update, which was back on the 12th of December. And then another update, which, Bomber was already in the game, but it was just waiting for him to go live to actually farm him for the event. So that was just like a push update for Bomber and Bilbo. And then just some changes here around, big change with Lord Ballin being farmed was huge. And then they had the holiday and the New Year's calendar, which was awesome. And then that was it, right? Like this is kind of whatever on the 16th, just letting us know that there was like another kind of push of some currencies to folks who kind of was having issues in chapter 3 runs, right? So December 19th is the last post we had from CG and their kind of communications team, which, I mean, that's almost a month ago, right? Like next week will be a month. I assume we're going to get something this week. I thought we were going to get something already, but January, like what's January's theme? Like we don't have any insights to January. I mean, we got the daily login awards or rewards, right? So like we kind of know what they're leaning towards based off that, but like, what are they doing for character releases? I mean, are they going to announce the character like tomorrow with a post and then the next day he's live? Like give you no time at all between the announcement and like the go live date, because normally they give you a few days or a week. He kind of just shows up into your collection, but he's grayed out. You kind of can't do anything with him until your venture goes live. And nothing for January. So the other thing too is the store. I'm not a big purchaser in this game, so it's not super relevant, but I think it's been about a week now that there's been no promo store offers. You just have the basic offers, the ones that are there all the time, your gems and just your like constant flagging you about the latest characters that are, your bombers and so forth, to buy like the $20 and the $100 bundles for those characters and the 1,000 gems to rank them up, which is fine. Like they're still active characters, totally get it. But like, where's like the special offers? Like there was a shit ton of them through the holidays. Every day you had that 11 a.m. Eastern time refresh where you're like, oh man, there's gonna be something great today. And they had the epic one where you could roll some gems and get some epic materials, which was, I did it for 1 or 2 of those. I got like 30, which is great. And then they had the $100 bundles again they threw at you for the Rohan and the Isengard and the gold, pretty much just rinse and repeating the Black Friday ones just on a daily run during the holidays. But ever since after the holidays, there's been nothing. Literally a week, not a single offer that's been like a, like, oh man, that's a decent offer. Like maybe I'll actually consider buying it. So nothing, just crickets across the board, both in game and out of the game. So anyways, let me know what you guys' thoughts here. I'm really hoping we get something this week from the team just to kind of give us like a, hey, we're back, we're working on X, Y, or Z, anything on multi-squad PvP, anything on what January is to offer us. I'd like to hear something from them, honestly. So anyways, kind of a little bit of a rant video, but I mean, 2 weeks of creating content, not a single word from these guys. We're approaching a month without a single post from anybody. So it'd be interesting to see what they're going to bring us for any type of news. And I'm hoping it's this week, but appreciate the support. Like the video if you like it, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.